Liverpool are currently sitting at the top of the league table with 45 points. They've scored the second most goals in the league, 43. Also, they've considered the less goals in the league, 18 goals. The other team behind them with the less goals considered is Arsenal, 20. And they've kept 7 clean sheets just like Arsenal. So this season, you can actually tell Liverpool are actually going for the title. You don't like it's very obvious. Last season they had little setbacks in terms of injury to key players. The midfield wasn't really clicking. But this season, the midfield is not where I don't think the midfield is where Klopp wants it to be, but he has still been able to get the best from that midfield. And also the likes of Van Dijk seems to be to his best. Van Dijk is like this season, this guy has just been superb. Like Van Dijk is just he's just good to watch. He defends so well, especially in this season. He has been so good this season. Trent seems to be enjoying himself in the midfield. Like everything, like the Liverpool of 2-3 years ago seems to be getting back. They are not there yet, but it feels like they will actually get to that Liverpool of 2-3 years ago. And the last game they played against Newcastle United, you could tell they wanted the 3 points because they didn't want to make the same mistake they made against Manchester United, where they were creating so many chances and they failed to put the ball behind the nets. The game against Newcastle, they created so much chances. They broke record in terms of expected goals. They created so much chances. It should have been more than 4 goals, but they actually outplayed Newcastle United. Yes, they conceded 2 goals, but we all knew that game. We all knew that game. They were very, very good. And Mo Salah just left on a very high note because after that game, he was actually leaving for the African Cup of Nations, and he left on a very high note, showing why he's one of the best players ever to play in the Premier League. But will the absence of Mo Salah affect Liverpool if he once he leaves for the African Cup of Nations? Because Liverpool seems very serious in this title race, and if Mo Salah makes it to the final, he can actually miss 4 if he makes it to the final because Egypt are a very good side. They're a very good side in Africa. They play very well. So in the African Cup of Nations, Egypt will actually want to play to get to that final. Now, Mo Salah will likely miss 4 Premier League games and some FA Cup and Carabao Cup game. I think the 4 Premier League games he will miss will be against Bournemouth. You expect them to win Bournemouth. Against Arsenal and Chelsea. Then the other game will be Burnley. That's if he gets to the final of the African Cup of Nations. Those are the 4 Premier League games you will miss. You expect them to beat Bournemouth, like I said, and also Burnley. But Arsenal and Chelsea, especially now, Arsenal are already I don't know how many points Arsenal will be behind them when they play Arsenal, or how many points they'll be ahead of Arsenal when they meet each other. But you can tell the game against Arsenal and Chelsea could be where you say, okay, that is where Mo Salah will be needed, because Mo Salah does not need to have a 10/10 performance just like the way he did against Newcastle United. Players like Mo Salah can have in a game, they might not be able to play well, but they might just have one moment of brilliance, and they put you a goal up. But you expect Mo Salah to show up because so far in the big games, he has actually played well. I think in the Manchester United, it was towards the end they started playing well. When they changed position, they brought him to the middle. He was playing well. Newcastle United is a big game, so he played really well. I can't recall the game against City. I didn't really see much of him in the game against City. But then again, irrespective of what happens when it comes to a big game, players like Mo Salah are always needed because all they need is just one moment of brilliance and you get punished. Now, Jurgen Klopp has some other options up front. The likes of Diaz, Gakpo, Nunes, and Jota. Jota just came back, and Jota is actually a very good player as well. Mo Salah currently has 14 Premier League goals with 8 assists. The other Liverpool player behind him is Nunes. Nunes has 5 Premier League goals with 6 assists. Jota has 5 Premier League goals with 1 assist. So you can see there's a lot of gap there in terms of goal scoring. Like Mo Salah in the Premier League alone has scored 14, and the rest have just like 5 and 5, and the other Nunes 5, Jota 5. But the assist is where he has 8 assists. Nunes has 6 assists. That's in the Premier League. But I don't. To me, when it comes up, if they come up against Bournemouth, I think Liverpool can win that game without Mo Salah. Against Burnley has not been their best. They can win that game against Burnley. But the game against Arsenal and Chelsea, where you can tell those things won't sit low block. There'll be more space. And of course, Klopp always likes when there's space behind for his players to run. Now, Liverpool's problem won't be in terms of creating chances. They'll always create chances. You know, when Trent gets that ball, most of the time, he's always looking for Mo Salah on that right-hand side. Once Trent gets that ball, he's trying to look for Mo Salah on that right-hand side. But Salah will be missing. So Liverpool's problem won't be creating chances. They will always create chances against you. I think the major problem where they might miss Mo Salah will be in terms of converting the chances. That is, we all know Nunes is not reliable when it comes to converting his chances. Nunes can actually get 3 clear-cut chances and miss all 3 as compared to Mo Salah. But maybe that is where Jota steps up, because Jota, I feel Jota is much better in terms of scoring goals as compared to Nunes. Is much better compared to scoring goals as compared to Nunes. Jota can get 3 and convert 1, but Nunes, good player. He's very, like, sometimes I'm like, you are so good at finding the space behind, so good at running behind. Like, how do you just miss the very clear-cut chance? Like the game against Newcastle United, Nunes should have like two goals. He missed so many chances, at least, but even one-on-one, he missed it. And he's not reliable when it comes to converting that chance. And I feel that is where they'll miss Mo Salah, in converting those chances, because Diaz has still not gotten to his real best. Diaz can get a chance and convert it, but he has still not gotten to that Mane level per se. That's what I'm trying to say. Gakpo also has still not gotten to that. I don't think he has gotten to where they really want him to be, but he's been okay for them. He's been doing all right for them. So against Arsenal and Chelsea, I just feel that's where they might miss Mo Salah, because the game will be open. There will be so much space, and the other guys are not reliable in terms of converting chances, except maybe Jota. Nunes is not really reliable in terms of converting chance. And Mo Salah, you know, in big games, even if he doesn't show up, he even shows, when he shows up very, very well. And those 4 Premier League games will be very, very key for Liverpool. Let me know in the comment section, guys, if you actually think Liverpool's Mo Salah absence will affect Liverpool, or you still feel they can go on and win all 4 games. That's against Bournemouth, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Burnley. And that's it for me, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Happy New Year. Thank you very much.